This is a rabbit with a pretty normal rabbit-shaped face. He's extra cute. Now, raccoons living in cities might be taking the very first steps towards domestication. One of the signs is a shorter snout. Bear with me here, I'm bringing it back to the rabbit. This research made me wonder about something familiar. We tend to find shorter snouts and rounder faces super cute in cats and dogs, and my favourite, rabbits. Maybe part of this comes from a deep instinct. These features signal a more domesticated, less wild animal look. They look softer and they look calmer, but here is the uncomfortable part. Humans didn't stop at appreciating these features, we pushed them further, a lot further. Because when we selectively breed for very shortened snouts, we're not just shaping appearance, we are creating brachycephalic animals. That word just means that the skull has been shortened, so much so that the airways are compressed. And for dogs and cats and rabbits, that often means that they literally cannot breathe properly, and there is nothing cute about watching an animal struggle for air. That same pattern shows up in the ears. Lots of traits linked to domestication come from tiny changes in cartilage. That helps explain why floppy ears appear alongside shorter snouts. But when we deliberately exaggerate these floppy ears in rabbits, we are creating animals that cannot clean their ear canals. They develop infections and painful abscesses, and they lose a lot of their hearing. Cats bred for folded ears face similar problems. That folded shape comes from a weakened cartilage, and it often leads to chronic ear infections and joint issues in other parts of the body. And dogs, well, dogs kind of need their own video, because years of extreme selective breeding have left lots of breeds with spinal deformities, with joint problems, with severe breathing difficulties, and a long list of hereditary conditions. None of that comes from natural domestication. It comes from our choices. Even with rabbits, it goes beyond faces and ears. Breeding Angora coats, those really long fluffy fibers, look charming, but it prevents the rabbit from being able to groom normally. They're fur mats, and they get skin infections, and they live in constant discomfort unless a human intervenes regularly and brushes them. That is not quality of life, that is a burden that we humans create. It's fascinating to watch raccoons showing the earliest hints of natural domestication. It is a reminder of something very important. When humans step in and start shaping animals to match what we think is cute, the results can be painful, harmful, and unfair on the animal. There is nothing natural about it, and there is nothing harmless about it. And I know this might be uncomfortable to hear. It might upset people who are deeply attached to certain breeds. And yes, I'm talking to the pug owners, to the French bulldog owners, and all the others dedicated to these kind of breeds. I understand the love people have for their animals. I feel it too. One of my own rabbits is a lop with floppy ears. She's a rescue. She was dumped by a breeder. She has so many health issues,